Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about powerful signs that your ex still loves you. This is important.
Okay, yes it is.
Because when you're hurting and you're going through a breakup, you just feel like that person doesn't care about you anymore, that they never loved you, that you'll never hear from them again, which simply isn't the case for many cases. Of course, every situation is different, and based on your behavior, it's really going to affect whether that person feels safe in coming back into your life again. Okay?
Absolutely right. Yep.
And so, a lot of times, if they have some time to miss you and to think about what happened and how they played a part in the breakup or the failed relationship, they're going to really start to miss you and wonder about you and wonder if it was the right decision, right?
Yes, they are.
So today what we've done is we've looked at some of the signs you want to look for, okay? Many of you are in no contact and you haven't heard from your ex. A lot of you are hearing from your ex here and there, little signs. So we got some of the ones that we think are really going to show you that that person does still love you, okay? One of the things that, for me, always stands out is if that person looks for any kind of excuse to see you.
Right. It's sort of indirect, direct. I'd like to get my eyes on you. Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a guy today, this is a good story, that his ex, what she did, she called his sister and said, "Oh, I found this really cute shirt that I wanted you to see, or wanted you to have."
Right.
But she knew that the sister was staying at his house where he lived, and instead of meeting out publicly, because the sister said, "Sure, where do you want to meet?" She goes, "Oh, I'll go by the house where he was." And of course, they talked. And,
oh, how could that happen?
And as a matter of fact, they talked within the day. So that's a big sign right there. She looked for an excuse.
It wasn't even really subtle. It was right out there.
And so instead of meeting her out, which would have been closer to where she was, no, she said, "I'll go to the house."
I'll come by. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
that's a pretty clear signal.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Did he get it? He got it.
Oh yeah. Well, they wound up talking, and they actually wound up kind of working things out, and things are progressing.
Good.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Good.
So
good for her. That worked.
Yeah, that's a big one, right? But some of you guys may have been upset and be like, "Well, they're playing games with me. They don't really know." You gotta be ready for signs like this, right? Yes. Sometimes they need to meet with you over some business-related thing. Maybe I have to pick some stuff up.
Yeah, some of my stuff is still there. Yeah.
And sometimes it's just an excuse to see you. They don't really care about the item at all or whatever it is. They just want to see you. And one powerful way to know if it's because they love you is how they linger. Right. Right? Because if it's really about the object...
Come in, take the stuff, say, "Thanks a lot," and walk out the door. Not a sign.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. That's not... They weren't using it as an excuse, but sometimes they do these things, right? Yeah. If you're around them in any form, maybe through work or whatever the setting may be, if they laugh at your jokes.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if they're laughing with you, it's because they feel they can play with you. Right?
And that's always a good sign.
Always.
Playfulness is always a good sign.
Yes, it is a huge sign. Because if they're not interested in you, if they don't care, or maybe not that they don't care, but if they're putting up that wall, that's a big difference. But if they can play with you, that's a really big sign.
Yes, it is.
Right? I think it's one of the biggest ones.
Yes, it is one of the biggest ones.
You can banter, maybe if they try and banter with you, or make you laugh, or they're not so serious about things.
Right.
Right? So that's another big one right there.
They also look happy to see you, as in smile, perk up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get a little extra glow, a little sparkle in the eye.
Try and pay attention to their energy.
Yes.
Because you really can pick up on that.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah. We talked about psychic energy, right?
Right.
Is that the other day?
Yeah. How much psychic energy do I have? Yeah.
We'll talk about that again in the future.
The latest one is I don't have the bandwidth for that. Craig is going to have to explain that to me.
Okay. Do they have any pictures up? Could be at their house too, not just online. Like maybe you have to go to their house to pick something up and your pictures are still there.
Still in the living room, yeah.
I've had exes that did that.
Did you?
My pictures were still up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, even though they weren't acting like they were interested at all, their pictures were still there.
Well, of course, Craig, when you're that gorgeous, you have to expect that sort of thing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another one. If you ever see them wearing like something that was yours or that you may have given them.
Oh, that's a surefire sign.
Yeah, because, go ahead, Margaret, I know what you're thinking.
I'm totally innocent of whatever it is he thought I was thinking. Go ahead.
From, like, that object represents you.
Yes.
Right?
And that's a transitional object.
Exactly.
Okay, now I know what you're getting at. Let me explain transitional object. That was named by a very smart psychologist who was old like me, named Winnicott. And what he discovered was that with babies, when mom went out of the room, if they had some little thing that was mom's, a little piece of her apron, anything like that, that it would help sustain them until mom came back. So if they wear an article of your clothing, it's almost like a transitional object. They don't have you, but they have something that represents you.
Yeah.
It might even smell like your shaving lotion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things that I had considered doing, because some people have asked it, they see all the t-shirts that I have with my logo, and people are wondering how can I get a hold of those.
Oh, cool.
And I hadn't actually considered that you guys would want those.
Yeah.
So if you do want me to make those available, let me know, because that might be might make you feel like, you know, you're connected with Margaret and I.
Yeah.
Right?
And what better feeling could there be?
Exactly, Margaret.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you ever see them in like a t-shirt or a hoodie, a sweatshirt that they got from you or you gave them, that's a sign, right? Here's another one.
Okay.
If they apologize to you for what went wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a big sign. That they're no longer sitting there just blaming you. Yeah. They're trying to connect. Yeah. They're trying to apologize and let you know, I'm really sorry about the way this played out. I'm sorry for doing this to you. I'm sorry I hurt you. And
there you have a real big sign. And that's a willingness to own one's behavior and mistakes, which is always the sign of a grown-up.
Sure.
Yes.
If they're looking for excuses to call you, right?
I really needed to tell you about the delicatessen opening on 13th Street. Yeah.
They'll look for excuses and they don't know how to say it. They don't know how to say I miss you, or they're scared to say I miss you, so they look for excuses. That's a big sign that they're trying to connect with you. Yeah. They want to connect, they want to feel connected, they're scared, they miss you. And that's another big one. Are they scared to lose you?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
You might see some kind of behavior that shows that they're afraid that they're going to lose you. It could be jealousy. That's a big one, right? They find out you start dating. Now all of a sudden they're feeling scared that they're going to lose you.
Oh my Lord, I could lose him or her. Uh-oh.
Now, I don't like to use jealousy because it can backfire in many, many cases.
Yes, it's tricky.
So that's one of the things that I would strongly advise against, unless we're seriously talking about it in a Skype, because it can bite you in the butt.
Yes, it can.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, and so you got to be careful. And I think it's especially more difficult for guys. Like, I would really not recommend a guy try and go up against a girl and make a woman jealous, because let's face it,
hell hath no fury.
Yeah, exactly. And women have more options. In many cases, they're going to have so many guys, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? You don't want to open Pandora's box.
No. I don't know who said, But some famous person said, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would not go with jealousy. But if they are jealous, it's a sign they still care.
Yes.
Yeah. Do they bring up past hurts? Like what went wrong in the relationship, how you hurt them, how you disappointed them? It shows they're not over you. They still care. Because if they didn't care, they just wouldn't care. Right?
How would they say that?
Well, if they said, you know, when you did this, it really hurt me, and I can't, and they bring up something you did wrong that disappointed them or let them down or made them feel unloved. You know, it shows they're not over it, right? Okay. Do they try and test you? Oftentimes people try to test you to see if you still care. And I think you gave me an example earlier.
Oh, yes. I have said to several, it's happened to be men, but it can work the other way around. Do you think I'll ever hear from so-and-so again? Yes, but given so-and-so's profile, it's going to be at 2 o'clock in the morning when she's in crisis. To see if you're there, to see if you still care. And one guy let me know that sure enough it had happened. And that's not a good way to do it either, but it happens.
Yeah.
You know, do you still care about me? You know, my mother's in the hospital and my car won't start and I have to go. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. People will sometimes test you because they want to know that you really care about them and you know your feelings are real. Sometimes, as a matter of fact, I talked to a girl that today she had broken up with a guy because she didn't feel like he cared about her. And then instantly she regretted it. Oh. Yeah, I didn't tell you about this one today.
What do you do then?
So yeah, so she was in a tricky spot because she had been feeling for a while that he didn't really care about her. And so she ends up breaking up with him, and then he was angry and upset. She actually did it. They had on the day he had a surgery. And he didn't want her to be there at the surgery. And so she got upset by that, and I guess he didn't want her to be for the recovery. And so I think that she felt like, this is it, I'm done, he doesn't really care about me, I'm breaking up with him. But then she didn't really want to. She just wanted him to say, no, of course I love you, I want you here.
Right, I can see where she was coming from. She was certainly not his significant other at that moment, so who was there?
I think just friends or family. But she didn't suspect another woman or anything. No. But I think maybe that this guy was not wanting to show his vulnerability.
That would be my thought.
Because it was a pretty heavy surgery. Yeah. So I won't get into the details of that. Okay. Here's another big sign. Do they open up to you about what's going on in their life? Okay? They don't have to. So if they do, right, it's a sign that they're, again, wanting to feel connected to you.
You know their story and you know what their daily life is like. Wait till you hear what, John at work did. You remember me talking about him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let me tell you what he did. Yeah.
So instead of trying to hide things, they're more open about things. That's a big sign. And a lot of times you'll be surprised. Sometimes they admit to you that they've been looking at your social media. Or they'll slip. And sometimes, so that's a big sign they've been watching you, right?
Before you had to stalk people, now you got social media.
Exactly.
It's so much easier now.
They take an interest in your life. How are you? What's going on? A genuine, sincere, not just asking to be polite, but they are seriously asking questions. How did that go with that thing? How's your mom? How's your family? How's the whatever? And how's the cat? Always the cat.
How's the cat? Yeah.
The cat.
God love the cat.
Always the cat, huh? Here's an interesting one that most people wouldn't think about. They stare at you.
Like they can't get enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will stare at you and you'll catch them at the corner of your eye. They'll be looking at you like they're thinking something and they don't know what to say. They're just maybe overwhelmed by emotions. Obviously, if they do anything like touching you or flirting with you, or they still want to be intimate with you, those are all big signs too.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. And here's another one. If they ever kind of talk about future plans. Sometimes future plans, when you're broken up, if future plans come up for any reason, and they will sometimes, for for whatever reason is going on between you, if something like that comes up, it's a sign they still love you. It's a sign they still care.
Sure. Did you forget the plans we had? Would be the,
yeah, because that meant something to me. Are we still doing that? So, hopefully these will help you see some of the signs to look for that your ex still loves you. Now, if your ex hasn't done those things or they're not doing those things right now, it doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means that maybe they're at a place where they don't want to drop their guard. They don't think that they want to work things out with you. But, like I tell you all the time, feelings change.
Feelings change. And if somebody has a really good encounter with you while you're broken up, that can change everything.
It really can. Yeah. But you gotta be disciplined in how you handle things, right?
You can't get too giddy or overwhelmed or overdo it or start asking questions, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta play it cool.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, put a like on there for us. Subscribe to the channel. And of course, when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
I'm available for coaching. Many people have signed up. Please feel free to do so. I'm delighted to talk with you.
Just click on Margaret on the top of my website.
Okay.
But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon. I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net.